Hello again. Welcome to another Miniatures Monday Ramble. Or is it the other way around? Anyway, it's another Monday. It's the 27th of April, 2020. I'm Dakian as always. And let me first show you these dwarves. So these are all 9 Reaper Miniatures dwarves, all metal, from various eras. You'll note that some of them are considerably larger than others. I mean, looking at these two side by side, this is a newer sculpt, this is an older one. This is from like the DHL Classics range. And basically you could say that in the originally, the first few years the Reaper existed, they still used the traditional 25mm scale, but then they moved up to the 28mm heroic scale used by other companies, and so they look like giants by comparison. But on the gaming table, most people don't really care. And yeah, I made a collection of dwarves. They're mostly in armor and so forth, so they're kind of drab. It's metallic and leather colors. I try to give them bright hair colors, some of them, and vary it up a bit. Some has reddish, orange, blonde, there's a few black-haired here, and a few bright spots of color on their clothes, feathers on the arrows for the archers. I like this guy. He's grumpy looking, but too bad he's hunched over like that. But anyway, closer looks in the still pics at the end. And besides the dwarves, also some monsters. It's an all Reaper episode this week, as far as the finished stuff goes. But whereas the dwarves were all metal, these are all bonesium. We have the sea lion, which I didn't really know how to paint because it's not an actual sea lion, which is sort of a seal creature. This is a lion under the ocean. But, you know, lions are kind of yellowish in color normally, and then I added a sort of a green, seaweed green mane because to make it look more like a sea creature. And added this moss to the base, make it look like some sort of underwater growth. Not sure if it works, but oh well. And we have a couple of ghosts. No, this is a ghost actually, and this is an air elemental, and this is a roper or stone lurker, where I took a lot of inspiration from the video from Dr. Faustus where he paints this one. I used very similar colors. Not 100% exact copy of his work, but you know, strongly inspired by it. And I like the way he paints stuff. So I thought it's sufficient. It looks better than the old Roper miniature, which I have both a bones and a metal copy of somewhere. But that one has much thinner tentacles. And they look kind of weak, more like maybe like tree branches or something sprouting out, not like they'd be dangerous. This one definitely looks dangerous. Yeah. So 13 minis completed. Pretty good haul. Let's see what's not quite completed yet.
So Mr. Coral Golem here is really the only thing I have left from last week's crop that isn't finished. He's just had some washes and dry brushes. This is a complicated, very intricate model. It's not just coral, there's a lot of pieces to it. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but he has an octopus for one hand, a starfish for the other, there's some more starfish there. There's various little other bits and barnacles and snails and stuff crawling around on the body, so it's not only coral. that needs to be picked out, and the coral, I think, because it's different clumps of coral linked together, you know, coral can be lots of different colors, so that should be a part of it as well. And yeah, but you know, I'll take my time and do it right. This is the stuff that I have prepped newly. It's all based, primed, and got an undercoat on the bases. Now, the Dark Watcher here, which is what Reaper calls it, thankfully a sharp-eyed viewer pointed out that it looks a lot like a cacodemon from Doom. And you know what? If you're right, you're right. It really does. So I'm going to paint this bad boy up red. Red scales. Red scales, green eye, sort of bone-colored horns, and blue mouth. The mouth is supposed to be electrical, shoot lightning. So anyway, then we have the troglodytes. They look a bit more interesting than troglodytes normally do. In fact, I'm not sure how this happened, but the sculpts remind me a lot of the new designs for troglodytes in the Pathfinder game in 2nd edition. There's an adventure path they're publishing right now, in which they are the main bad guys, and they're not called troglodytes. Usually they're called Xolgath, which is the troglodytes' own name for themselves. Maybe I'll look into those illustrations to get some inspiration for these guys. And then back here we have the Nubian Guard. Not much to say about them, really. The challenge here is the pants. I think I want to paint them slightly translucent, like see-through. Let's see if I can manage that. But yeah, some nice projects lined up. Guess what? It's time for another unboxing. I've already actually opened this box, and I'll pick out the stuff from it off camera, but just so you know, it's a box of stuff from Reaper. Ta-da! Summer, I've actually gone for quantity here. There were several minis that I thought I needed or had used for multiples of, and I actually got 6 copies of the Night Cloak, which is a kind of flying monster. Apart from this, I also got 6 copies of the Blabbering Horrors, except because there's 2 in each pack, I only had to buy 3 packs of it. Cool. Cool. And the bonus mini this time around was Midori, the female monk. Just because I thought she looked fun. Now, I'm putting Midori aside, but the rest of these I intend to get started on painting right away. Well, I'm going to start prepping them right away. All 12 of them. But I think, you know, at least these guys are going to go fast. Now, I also always need to be prepping stuff from the Bones for Kickstarter. And because that other stuff I just showed you was just faceless monsters, I thought, let's bring out some humanoids. These are also from the Darkreach expansion box. They're called the Bloodstone Gnomes. I don't know what they're supposed to be. They look like sort of, okay, I'll take their word for it, they're gnomes, but they're small humanoids, very primitive, kind of barbaric looking, and presumably underground dwellers, I don't know. This is some sort of little pet one of them has. One of them is riding a beetle. This does not correspond to anything in Dungeons and Dragons lore that I know of.
maybe I've missed something in one of the world settings. But anyway, we'll paint them up. This guy comes with a face mask, which is optional, but I don't... To fit this on here, I'd need to like cut off his nose and maybe his chin. I don't think it fits very well. So I think this mask will go in my bits box. The other thing to note here is this guy. You won't be seeing this guy for a while. I will be I'll be painting him, but excluding him from my videos. And the reason for this is he's going to be my entry into a contest. What I've found is that Reaper actually runs regular contests on their Facebook page, rather the Facebook fan page. Quarterly ones, actually. Every quarter there is a miniature chosen. Everybody paints up their version of it, sends in the best picture they can take of it, and then they're posted anonymously by Reaper, and you're allowed to vote on them, and whoever gets the most likes wins. And you win some sort of gift certificate for Reaper or something. I think a voucher or some such thing. And the rules say that you're not allowed to post pictures of this beforehand, before the judging happens, and which includes works in progress. So this is so that people who have, you know, lots of friends or followers on social media, I don't know if I count among those, can't actually jazz up their subscriber base and get them all to vote for them. It's supposed to be a fair contest. So I can't show you this guy until after he's done and after the competition has been. And it's actually, it's quite a whiles off. It's almost 2 months in June the judging happens. So he's going to go dark for quite a while. And I'll take it slow and paint him carefully because I want to see how well I can place in that competition. And they do have another competition which ends in July, which is a special one, which is not one of the quarterly ones, and which is for painting a huge mini, the Rock, which is also from this Kickstarter, and I have a copy of it, so I think I'm going to enter that competition as well, but I don't need to start that mini quite yet. But it'll be the same thing there. I'll show it to you just before I start prepping it, and after that you won't see it until the competition is done. Anyway, so that's quite a lot to prep until next week, but a lot of it is very quick and easy paint jobs, so I think I can manage it. That was all I had to show you this video this week. Hope you liked it. Click like if you did, subscribe, comment, share, but above all, join me again in a week. Same date, same channel, same deck. But now I'm signing off.